Hello everyone, and welcome to another movie review by me, MovieManCHAD. I got my cousin Rich with me again, and tonight we're going to strap in for another movie car review together. There you go, buckle seats, we're strapped in to talk about a documentary that we saw together in Santa Ana, California. We went to the Frida Cinema, theater that I frequent a lot, and to my surprise, you've been there within the last 8 months.
Yeah, actually, I was there last August.
Last August for a concert or something, or a rave or a party or something.
There was a music festival, like the whole couple city blocks area. They were doing a big music festival, a bunch of different stages set up and music. And then inside the movie theater, they had a DJ, and it was badass. It had like James Bond, like total custom style background on the movie screen, like people dancing and music, and then like blood squirting. It was kind of one of those Illuminati style parties.
I'm so glad I missed it.
It was dope.
So tonight we're talking about today we actually, it's still light outside, but today we saw a documentary called The Nightmare, and it comes from the same director of another documentary that I've seen called Room 237, which examines all the fan theories of the film The Shining, done by Stanley Kubrick. But this guy takes a different spin of the weird world of this life that we live in, and this film examines people's dreams, their nightmares, sleep paralysis, and seeing different interesting things why they sleep as they experience some of their nightmares, some of their deep dark fantasies that kind of come alive for them for that moment, and how they deal with it. I think they interviewed like 7 or 8 different people and their experiences that they're dealing with today and what they've dealt with. Some of them dealt with it when they were kids, some of them dealt with it when some of their first memories as babies. So I was very interested in seeing this film because I've kind of experienced about 10% of the whole sleep paralysis thing, and so that was my experience before watching the film. Really quick, talk about yours.
God, it's really hard to say really quick.
Yeah, just really quick. We got to get into the movie.
Yeah, basically, this movie I was really looking forward to see, obviously, and I know Chad was excited to get me to come to it because I've always had this same issue that this movie relates to with all the people that are really, I think they're not actors. I think that this being a documentary, it's people saying what their real life experiences were. And for me, I had all these experiences, everything that these people are talking about, and they still come once in a while. Not as frequent as it was when I was younger, but yeah, I hate to give some of the spoilers away. It's definitely a good movie. It's just, I cured mine, I think, because I finally got to the point where I was able to control my dreams, and now if I feel the fear onsetting, I see myself reaching out and choking the shadow people and literally like squeezing the essence out of them and just bashing them, and they die when I get a hold of them, and they don't come back. And so I challenge any doctors out there that watch this after they see the movie and want to test somebody that actually has the ability to jack up these shadow people right here. And so
you know, I've never seen a shadow person or anything, but my experiences of like falling asleep midday and it's still light outside, and I don't know that I've just fallen asleep, and I'm on my side and I hear voices in the corner like having these unnamed conversations that go nowhere, but they just sound like someone's talking. Someone's in my room talking, trying to talk to me. And I just use every strength that I have just to pull myself out of that situation, and then realize I was sleeping. The whole time I didn't even know I was sleeping. But waking up sweat, terrified. I'm glad that I can pull myself out so fast. I'm not like stuck there. Like some of these guys are stuck there. They don't know what to do. They're like paralyzed. I feel the feeling of being paralyzed, but having the ability to just get out of there really quick, and then walking out and feeling completely terrified. More terrified than anything in life or any movie that I saw or any life experience for that moment. I am literally scared. I wish I had those feelings when I'd see some of the big movies that are scary movies, or independent films that are scary movies. I want to have that feeling. And while watching this movie and seeing some of their dreams reenacted by actors, they'd have the people talking, and then they'd have actors reenact their dreams. The director would probably later go and film this stuff, and they did a really interesting job to make it feel like a documentary, one part, and then also a horror film. And what was so interesting about this film is that there were like at least 2 or 3 moments where I was kind of scared a little bit. And that was nice to have that feeling, because I see, you know, we just saw Insidious Chapter 3 last week, and I could tell you that I was bored out of my mind. And this movie that's a documentary that's talking about people's real experiences as they sleep was more frightening than anything Hollywood could produce. So it'd be nice to see Hollywood try and capture this. And I know there's some independent films that tells these kind of stories, but it's nice to capture what this movie's vibe, the vibe that this movie captures. There's some really interesting moments where they kind of show you a little bit of the behind the scenes of even the making of it, using the same kind of cinematography, and you get to see how these people's dreams were. And the things that they're dealing with, they look like aliens or shadow people or guys with, or these top hat kind of guys, and then these red guys with like red eyes and big mouths and teeth, and that was pretty creepy to see. So I thought the filmmakers did a really good job to balance out the stories and then also give us, the viewers, something to look at that is not only scary but a little creepy too. And you know, it made it more engaging to me than a lot of the recent horror films that I've seen in Hollywood that I really don't want to talk about anymore. But this was something that I felt is something worth interesting to talk about. I don't think these people are crazy. I bet some people might think these people are crazy. Maybe you think you're crazy. I think you're crazy, but you know.
I'll get you later.
But as a movie, it was very interesting, and I felt for these people because I've experienced just about 10% of what they've experienced, and I know the feeling of waking up out of a dream like that and being utterly terrified.
Absolutely. I mean, I've literally experienced everything that this movie has in spades. And I mean, there's years where it was every day practically. I was going to bed and knowing that I felt like there was these people there. And I still tend to have the experience where I feel like there's a blur there, like where you can literally see. It's like heavy air. Like if you were to spray like a thick gas into a room, and you could almost see how it could like block off the light versus just being a pure clean room of oxygen, and you can just see like something there. Well, it got to the point where I was able to see so clearly into it that I could see the shapes, and I could see the outfits that these people were wearing, like just the shapes and the ridges and the lines and just everywhere where it's shaped around them. And then I could see them move, and literally as my eyes would glaze over at them, I would watch them move, and then it was as if they knew that I was directly looking into their eyes, and then they would come closer in at me, and then I'd feel the hands grip like my legs, and then like the whole blanket would just get heavy, and then like it would slowly just like move up. And it was like, I got to the point where it freaked me out, and what it was is when I was really into those years of being frozen like that, it was the fear of having something that you thought that no matter what you did, there was nothing you could do to stop it. And so your body just shut down because it just probably felt like there was nothing it could do. And what I realized at that point is I let it in, and I accepted it for what it was, and then I had power over it. At that point, I literally could just reach out and just strangle it. And then like in my dreams, when they would come in and chase me like they used to as a kid, there was times where since it happened so often, that I literally could imagine a gun or a bat or a hammer or something like a knife, and I could get up, and fear was gone at that point, and they would stand there and look at me like as if like, why am I getting up at them? And I would chase them, and I would bash them or slash them or hammer them or grab them and swing them into the walls. And eventually I looked forward to dreaming at night because I got a chance to chase them around into the garage and around the house and outside and beat the living shite out of them. And so I've noticed that like when I go through times in my life where I'm stressed out or where I'm angry or where things just are not, like I'm not in a happy place, I get into a place where that comes in. And once it does, I revert now to a point where it's like all this focus comes out at me. Like I feel like every hair on my body stands up, and it's like this warning signal of where I just want to just lunge at it. And now I don't have that paralysis really anymore. It doesn't come over me. Instead, when I know they're there, it's like I look at them, I talk to them like as if I'm just like, if you want to say one of them, where it's just like I talk to him as if it was like my cousin here, and I have no fear anymore, and the paralysis has no control over me anymore. And I know that it should, but because I've accepted them for who they are, and I don't fear them, my body doesn't shut down anymore. And now it's like as if I can sense that when they know that I'm looking at them and they're following my head moving towards where they move, and that I'm locking onto them, and that they are not, and it's not causing me to lock up in fear. They want to get closer. They want to, it's like it's interesting to them. And that's when like I feel like them tug at my legs or my arms, or my bed gets heavier. I can feel the pillow lean in. I can hear the creak on the bed and feel the whole weight in certain sections as if they just sat down next to me, and it doesn't bother me anymore. I'm like, look, you know, you can't hurt me, and so go ahead and come in and hang out if you want, because you don't scare me anymore. And I imagine that this is what it's like for some people out there that have finally gotten to that point. And what I see in this movie is these are people that have locked up their whole life and have not been able to overcome that fear. And I feel sorry for them, but I know exactly where they come from, and that's me right there.
Awesome. I thought that movie was good. I thought it presented its subject really well. I do feel like it is missing something that really would grab me to want to watch this movie ever again, though I would like to see more ideas explored like this in indie horror films or in mainstream horror films. They can capture the atmosphere that this film created and the whole idea, because there could be some more interesting stories being told here. But as a movie, I liked it. It's a good documentary, worth checking out, and it created a really good scary vibe for me, enough to give it 3 out of 4 stars. Really quick, your final rating?
I want to give it 3 out of 4. I would have totally, I mean, the subject matter really makes me want to give it a 4 out of 4. I definitely highly recommend to see it. The only thing, like he said at the end, is it is missing something. And I'll be honest with you, and I really do kind of hope that someone gets back to the guys that made this, and I'd love to sit down and talk to them, because everybody that they interviewed, they are great people in the movie, and I truly believe their stories, but they really needed someone, and I'm not trying to like self-promote myself, but they really needed someone like me in that movie that gave the final thing on overcoming it, because that's the part that's missing. Is it's really about people that are stuck in a situation. There's some of them that have gotten out of it, and the way they've gotten out of it, I totally have used that way as well before, and you'll see that when you watch it. But that's what it's really lacking at the end. Is most of them have come to an assumption that they're just going to have to deal with this for the rest of their life, and it's because they have not come to that point where they have overcome the fear. And that's what they draw on. And once you have that, they'll still come visit you, but you can then begin to just talk to them. And I don't mean like psychotically, like you're just talking to the air, but I mean like seriously. It's as if you have this feeling of what they're trying to talk to you about in your head, and then when you say it out loud to them, it's like you're confirming it. But since you have no fear going into the conversation, there's no power that they're taking from you, because it's not locking you up. And it's like as if it's like you're talking to a long lost friend. And sad, you know, some might say that that's like talking to like a demon or something, but you know, if it's true that 1/3 of the host of heaven left heaven with Lucifer, then let's be honest, people, that's 1/3 of your friends that left heaven when you came down here. And so some of these people might be trying to reach out to you, and sadly knowing that they're never going to be able to enjoy the next life after judgment. It means that, you know, they might be taking this one time when they walk by your house and went, that's my old buddy Ricky right there, I'm gonna go say hi. I don't think all demons are bad. I think some of them chose the wrong thing at the one wrong time when you couldn't come back from that. And now some of them are maybe told they got to come visit you and try to recruit you to the other side. And then some of them might just be coming to visit because they wish they were in your seat, and they wish that they could be like you and still have that chance to go to the next life.
And on that note, we're ending the review. Please comment down below about the nightmare. Have you seen it? Did you see it at a film festival? Do you experience nightmares like this yourself with sleep paralysis? Start a discussion. We'd like to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching. I'm MovieManCHAD. This is Cousin Rich, and we'll talk to you at the next movie review we see together. Peace.
Vaya con Dios.
Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and share this video. And also, please check out these amazing movie websites. And if you enjoyed this review, please click here to subscribe to my channel, and also please check out all my recent reviews right here on YouTube. Have a great day, live film, find peace, happiness, and harmony in anything and everything you do, and I'll talk to you at my next movie review.